Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Sheffield United Way. This feels a very long time since I've done a live video. Normally, they are match reactions, so obviously, I'm not here that much. But yeah, Hal and Ollie have been holding down the channel very, very well with all these signing videos, all these other incredible videos that they've been doing. Because at the end of the day, if you're not as good as the others around you, let them do the video. So, but I am back. So if anyone wants me, I am here. We are talking about a new kit, and we're also talking about a new signing, which you can see in the title already. Very exciting day. Maybe not so much for the signing, because we've known this signing is going to be happening for a very, very long time. However, the kit, I am a little bit more excited about the kit, and there may be a reason why I'm wearing the women's away shirt from last season. I'll let you pop it in the comments if you know the reason why that is. It's not rocket science if you've already seen the new away kit. But yeah, there you go. We are going to be talking about the new kit first. So welcome, everybody. Let us know in the comments how you're all doing, what you've been up to today, if you've been enjoying England playing mediocre football for the most part, and then absolutely smashing it last night against Holland. I very, very much enjoyed watching Ollie Watkins smash the ball in the bottom corner in the last minute. And actually, I was thinking about that this morning because that's one of the players that we were linked with when we were in the Premier League. Ah, good times, bad times. I don't know what to say, to be honest, but we're back in the Championship and we are talking about a new shirt. Now, before we get into this, let's talk about line is Unleash the Neon. Now, it sounds incredible. It sounds like, wow, they've really, really gone and outdone themselves this year. I'm not too sure. Let us know in the comments what you think. Welcome to the stream, Sam. Welcome to the stream, Steve. Steve's already off to a blinder talking about Harmer maybe being off to Roma, which is not fun in the slightest. I don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. Nobody in the comments right now wants to see that. Anyway, let's talk about the kit. So the first thing that I'm going to do is pop up on screen this. I always like to have a laugh about this. I like doing these kit videos, to be honest, because it's a bit of fun and we don't take it too seriously. Everybody's got a different opinion, and that's what I love about these kit videos. Now, I like these more because they try and spin a reason behind the kits when they could just be nice kits. We just like nice kits, don't we, at the end of the day? But they're saying Sheffield United is delighted to unleash the neon this weekend with the unveiling of our brand new 24-25 away kit manufactured by Araya. That was another thing. I will actually bring this up first and foremost, that some were wondering whether we were still going to be going with Araya, because if the takeover does happen, and when the takeover happens, Araya is part of that United World deal. United World, every kit is Araya, and that's the reason why we became Araya. We went from Adidas to Araya, and not many people were very happy about that move. But we're here. We've had some okay kits. I really liked the yellow one last season. I really like this one. I was told the reason, other than obviously United World and putting them all under one umbrella, which I think is a good idea for United World, maybe not so much for United. But the reason for that was because we would have more control of what the kits looked like rather than the Adidas templates that you tend to get with kits these days. And it does look like we are, designing them how we want to, because this is exactly what I wanted our kit to be last season. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have had this as our kit last season, because we probably wouldn't have remembered it very fondly with how many times we got beaten and how many times. Well, I'll be honest, like the yellow kit I still like, so maybe not. But yeah, let me carry on reading. So United's opening preseason showdown against Hull City, York City, will see the Bladesmen showcase the eagerly anticipated away shape, which provides a nod towards the tradition and history as well as a fresh look for the future. The mint green and purple combination takes inspiration from the popular away kit from 1993, which I probably should have been ready to show you the 1993 away kit. I loved it. It was when I was very young. I was either 6 or 7 when I had that kit. I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it is. I'm devastated about that because I loved it. It was a sash and it was purple and it had kind of like the green, this sort of green. Where are my fingers going here? Trying to there we go. It's because it's backwards. It's so hard to do that. But I loved it. I absolutely, and that's the reason why I love this one as well. And I remember my dad saying a while back that it didn't go down very well. This 93 inspired or 93 kit because it was blue, and fans thought it's blue. It's Wednesday. No, we're not having it. But we played well in it. And I really liked it as a kid as well. So I think a lot of other people did too. So that's where that whole thing comes from. It takes inspiration from the popular away kit from 93 with the shirt's vibrant modern day pattern influenced by the top of the swords, which have adorned our historical. I can't even be bothered to read it because it's a right load of nonsense. Accompanied by a customized sweatband with the lettering 1889 SUFC. The shirt is made of skin fabric, known for its strength and ability to dry quickly. Because a lot of players are probably going to be sweating a little bit in this, you would hope. Within the neck of the shirt, our club and academy motto, outrun, outfight, outplay, serves as a reminder of our core values as the players carry on with them as a message, as a message key to our future success. Now, that was always the Wilder thing, wasn't it? Outrun, outfight, outplay. And Wilder's back again. Obviously, he's our manager. He took over from Heke. So I guess we continue with that motto, and that's the motto that the club seem to have adopted for some time now. And I don't mind it. And it's just the Sheffield United way, isn't it? Pardon the pun. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's pop it on screen right now. What do you think? Let me know in the comments right now what you think to this kit. Now, as soon as I saw it, I was really, really stupid. And I looked at Ryan Brewster's shorts. And I'm like, what are those shorts? And then realized they're basketball shorts and they are probably Ryan Brewster's shorts. Idiot. I am not sure. I'll be honest. I am not sure about this shirt at all. I like the color. I don't particularly like the pattern. And it gets, you see it a little bit more here. It's, I like the color of the badge because quite often they just go for a white badge or a white round the outside and white writing and stuff, and it always looks a bit rubbish. So I'm glad that they've gone with the green and they've gone full throttle with it. There's another one of Jaden Bogle here, which we saw in the teaser video the night before, and then Trusty with the shorts and the socks on. As a full kit, quite like it. As a shirt, not so much. I'll 100% be buying it. But what the funny thing is, what I want to show you now, that's the players wearing it, and they've got all the strobe lights going on, and they've got the different lighting, the purple lighting and the green lighting and stuff. When you see it in in broad daylight, the cold light of day, it looks black. It looks black, and then it's got some little bit of purple on it and this green. So I've nabbed these off LinkedIn, somebody's LinkedIn, and I think that looks awful. And it's weird me saying it looks worse on a female than a man, but it looks awful in the cold light of day, in my opinion. And the collar just no, not for me, not for me. However, we've got to see it ourselves, haven't we? We've got to see it in the shop, and that's when you'll make your decision. And I'll tell you what, it's okay. It's okay. It's not this. This is beautiful. It's not this at all. Now, we've been talking about the kit for 10 minutes. what I'm going to be doing, I'll pop it up on screen right now, what people think of this shirt, and then we'll go on to talk about Sam McCallum, because I reckon that's probably why most people are here, to be fair. The new big kit, the new away kit gets a big thumbs up from me. Does anyone actually care about the fact that it's blue or a shade of blue? Let us know what you think about that, because I don't care. It does not bother me at all, unless it's like close to the color of Wednesday's blue. I don't care in the slightest. Evening, Nick. Have you heard we understand investigation because we are under investigation because potential new owners are allegedly involved in player deals before actually acquiring the club? Yes, I am aware of that, and I don't think it's anything that we really need to worry about. Obviously, the owners, probably, or the potential owners, maybe need to worry about that. I don't think it's anything for us to really worry about. I don't think the club could get docked any points. I can't see how that's a thing, because we can't control what the new owners are doing. They're not the owners of Sheffield United as of yet. So, yeah, I don't think that's anything to worry about, Thomas, if I'm honest, mate. But I could be wrong. I just don't see it. I really don't. Kit is irrelevant. Signings. Yes, Ian, you're absolutely right. We have signed a player. But I do like to talk about these kits. And normally I do it as a video. I try to make it a little bit humorous and stuff like that. But I just thought that I'd come on a live stream tonight and have a chat with you all, because it's been such a long time. And yeah, we've been doing a lot of rumour videos. Some are very, very strong rumours. Some are, been leaked out there saying that we are definitely interested in this player. The early ones that we did, there was 3 videos that we did early on. I'm trying to remember them now. There was Harrison Burrows. There was, I forgot the midfielder's name. And then there was Dembele. So we did those 3, or Hal did those 3, because Hal really, really wanted us to sign those 3 players. It was nothing to do with rumours or anything like that. And then Harrison Burrows seems to have legs, or it did have legs. It's gone very quiet recently. But yeah, we did those 3 because we wanted those players. And then the ones since have been rumoured for us to be interested in. Obviously, we did Shackleton, who turned out to sign. We did McCallum, which turned out to sign. So one thing that I will say about Sam McCallum is that if you want a really, really in-depth look at Sam McCallum, because I'll be honest, there's not a lot out there about him. He's played a lot of games, but there's not a hell of a lot out there about him. Like, I've watched lots of YouTube videos trying to look for Sam McCallum highlights and stuff, just to get an idea of what this player is about, and there's just not a lot out there. So Hal did a fantastic job. So make sure you go over there and yeah, show that video some love. We've just changed the title of it because it was closed before, and now he's signed. So go over there, show it some love, tell Hal how great he is, because he needs that. He needs that. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, Ian, we are on with the signings. Obviously, we've got 2 through the door. Hopefully, more will be coming soon. But obviously, this takeover talk is just stalling everything. It seems like Prince Abdullah is going down the freeze and loans route. Like, we always seem to sign loads and loads of loans towards the end of the window. Sometimes after the season started, which I'm not always a fan of. Well, I'm never a fan of, really. But you do tend to get gems like your Morgan Gibbs-White, for instance. And I'm sure there's more that we've done after the season started. It does make you start the season slower, again, which I'm not a massive fan of. But at the end of the day, as long as you're getting those players for the season, if you've got some fantastic players at the end of the season, the Prince came on this channel and did say that's the reason why he likes to wait until the last knock-ins, because that's when you get the best players on loan who are, on the periphery of those Premier League teams, and then they don't quite make the cut. So fingers crossed that happens if the Prince stays the owner. If the prospective takeover happens, we want to see some money spent, don't we? We want to see some money spent. However, I don't think that is the be-all and end-all. I don't think at all. I think loans and frees are the best way to get promoted in this division. Obviously, if an NL comes up for 3 or 4 million, of course, do it. Or if you're going for there's a player that you really want, and you're splashing 3 or 4 mil. No one's paying 10, 15 million in the championship for players. So I'm more than happy with looking for those frees and loans. However, like I say, if the money's there, let's use it. Let's use it and try and sign some really good players like Harrison Burrows, for instance. I think he would be a fantastic signing for the Blades. And that's a bit of a segue into talking about the main man, Sam McCallum. We'll quickly go through some more about the kit before we get into that. Paul just looks like a T-shirt crappy. Thomas says no sponsor logo. Yes, there's no sponsor. There's no sponsor yet. I don't know when that's coming in. I don't know whether they've got a deal on the table. I don't know how close that is, but it's just nice to see the kit. Ollie did a video a couple of weeks ago about the fact that nothing's happened, and we've signed 2 players and we've got a kit now. At that time, we'd signed nobody and we got no kit. So it's just nice that things are happening. I don't care if the sponsor comes in a little bit later. I just want to start seeing these things happen and United moving, because certainly our neighbours across the city are doing a lot more than what we're doing, and that does worry me very slightly. Love the shirt, but just hoping the best for the home kit. Yeah, I know. The home kit. If they ruin the home kit, and we obviously playing that more than any other kit, I'm going to be annoyed. I really am. Not a bad shirt for me. Hi, Nick. Not keen on the kit, but with the takeover taking too long, we are going to lose our targets. Absolutely agree, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video as well. Apparently, Blades have just rejected 15 million for Sousa from Fulham. Wow, if that is true, Scott, I'd take it. I would be snapping their hands off unless we're playing hardball and trying to get 17, 18 mil or something like that. But yeah, that's a good deal for me. It really is. Don't know what you guys think. Signings, as in plural, we need double figures in now. I'm getting angry by the day. Will we ever bloody learn? You're right, Ian. You're not wrong. You're certainly right. Yeah, signings is plural. We've signed 2 players. That's plural. Looking on the bright side, obviously. Is the kit based off the 93-94 away, bit like the one you're wearing right now? Edward, you must have been a tad late, because we've already said that. That's the reason why I'm wearing this today, because I felt like it was a little bit of a nod to this one, as well as the 93-94 away, which, as I said earlier on, I absolutely loved as a kid. Loans are only useful if you have the basis of a good squad, and we don't anymore. Okay, fair enough. What I will say is that with the loans, you need the money as well. You need to give them the wages. You need to be paying a lot of their wages for you to, get them in. Because I'm sure we're paying a decent whack of Morgan Gibbs-White, like I mentioned earlier on. I'm sure we're paying a decent whack of most of these loan players in the past. Obviously, Conor Hourihane came from a Premier League team. Olsen can't have been cheap. I'm just going back, and Kieran Clark, Newcastle, he must have been on a wedge. Even the players that you don't think of too fondly must have been on a wedge. So the fact that we tell them the big secret, Hal, don't even bother. Don't be that guy. But it's good to see you. Absolutely thrown me off. But yeah, you need the money. You need the money to pay the wages. Obviously, loans and frees don't cost anything, but you need to make sure you're backing yourself with a lot of money in the pay packet. And actually, we've got rid of loads and loads of players recently. We all know that. And most of them will have been on Premier League wages, or at least they were on Premier League wages, dropped down, but they're still on a hell of a chunky wage. Now, I don't think Shackleton or McCallum will be on anywhere near some of the players that we've had. We bought Max Lowe when we were in the Premier League. He'll have been on an absolute chunk of money. So I think McCallum will probably be on half of what he was on, to be perfectly honest. And that's saving money. It's good business sense. However, we'll get into this talking about Sam McCallum, but not sure whether he's a massive step up from Max Lowe, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, let's move on. Another one from Lee. We've got two out of favour freebies, and the kit looks blue. Fair enough. Fair enough. Hal, stop it. 15 million for Souza is more than enough, especially if we don't sell a Nell or other assets. Agreed. Completely agreed. I would like to keep an L. However, he didn't enamour himself to me and a lot of fans last season. I thought he was going to be much, much better than what he was. Let himself down at times, to be perfectly honest. Whether playing right centre back or central centre back, I never was too sure of him. And I think he was the one that we expected to do the step up and do the step up really well. I think he was probably expecting Premier League clubs to be throwing money at him after one season in the Premier League with us, but that's not happened. However, I would definitely keep him for next season, unless someone's going to come in with, 3 times, 4 times what we paid for him, which in my eyes is a really good deal. Talks on going with Fulham as they're keen on the deal. Hopefully, we get this money for signings. Hopefully, but like I said, I think 15 million could go a long way in terms of actually paying for players, paying transfer fees. So yeah, and obviously that can also go into wages too if we're looking at the big loans. The business plan is clear and has been for 3 years: spend nothing, buy assets, and sell for profit. Fair enough. That's your opinion, Lee. Simon Rodman is saying 15 million. Elsa Turner down from Fulham. Okay, I don't know what that means, Simon. I don't know what that means, but appreciate it. I'm really, really worried for this season. Billy, me and you both, mate. And I think the 2 signings coming in, however much I think they're going to fit in and do okay, I don't think the signings that it's not going to get us excited. I can't imagine either of those 2 will play 40 games next season, if I'm being honest. I don't know if either of them will start the season. So we'll have to wait and see. Roma interest in Harmer, that will be devastating. And at the end of the day, if they came in for him, he's got to go, hasn't he? For himself, he's got to go. We don't want to see him go, but he's not going to turn Roma down for Sheffield United in the Championship. So, yeah, that'll be tough. That'll be really, really tough if Harmer leaves. Agree, Anel was poor and couldn't step up to the Premier League, but maybe back in the Championship, hoping he can shine again. I've got absolutely no doubt that Anel, if we have him in the Championship next season, will be fantastic. I think he'll be one of the best defenders in the league. And actually, it might be good for him to kind of get a taste of the Premier League, not be quite good enough, go down, play really, really well, and then either hopefully go up with us. Obviously, that's what we want. But if he doesn't, then a Premier League team come in for him. But we'll have to wait and see. I think we just barely get playoffs, but batter Wednesday, that's all that matters. Is it all that matters? Maybe, because a lot of fans are saying that they don't want to go back up into the Premier League because of how corrupt it is, and we don't want to get battered every week. So maybe playoffs and batter Wednesday might be better than going up. Certainly not what we need. 2 out of favour players at the club. Shackleton injured all the time as well. Losing McBurney will be a big miss because I don't rate Kiefer Moore at all. Be honest, you've just kind of you've said about Shackleton being injured all the time, but McBurney spends at least a quarter or a third of a season injured, doesn't he? Maybe even half a season injured. So, yeah, that's the problem that you get with McBurney. And I think if United don't choose to re-sign McBurney, I think that will be the reason. I don't think it's because of how good he is. Obviously, we know that he can be very, very good, which he was. He was all right last season, never mind the season before. So, yeah, I'd like to see us re-sign McBurney. I really like him. I do nowadays anyway. But if we don't choose to re-sign him or it doesn't quite work out with the money, I can see, it being for that reason, the fact that he's injured quite a lot. I like Kiefer Moore. I'll be honest, I really like Kiefer Moore. I always have done. I always will do. He is a lot older than McBurney, which is a bit of a problem. I'm not sure how many games he's got in him. He's not got 40 in him, I'm sure, or 40 plus. Again, we've not signed Kiefer Moore. I think there's been a few rumours that Hull are interested in him as well. If Hull snatch him from underneath our feet, I won't be very happy about it, I'll be honest. Wonder if Tom Davies will play much this season. Do you know what? if we can get Tom Davies for even 20, 25 games next season, that'll be like a new signing. Tom Davies was very, very good for Everton when he was fit. And in the Championship, I don't think he's lost it. I just don't think he maybe doesn't trust his body at the moment because he's getting injured a lot. Didn't see enough from him last season, so I can't really say whether he would have done wonders for us in the Premier League. But yeah, if we can keep him fit, it'll be a fantastic, well, maybe signing for us next season. Robbo for captain, that's a fantastic shout. That I'm going to put this out as a tweet because obviously Wilder gave it to Arblaster at the back end of the season. That was always a weird one for me. I don't think Arblaster should have been the captain. I can see why he did it. Like Arblaster was fantastic at the back end of the season, but it's a bit strange giving like the youngest player on the team the captaincy. But Wilder knows him better than I do. I would give it to Robbo. Robbo should be our club captain. If Egan was still here, he would be the club captain for me. But yeah, it has to be Robinson. There's no one else for me that it should be. I'll be honest. The fact that we are more worried about a season in the Championship than in the Premier League is concerning. Absolutely. That's a fantastic point. Why isn't the club telling us anything? Where we are with the takeover, this is annoying me a lot. I want a good season instead of disappointment like last season. It's getting dicey. It's getting really dicey at the moment. Like we want to know either way. If it's not happening, it's not happening. Let's move on. Like let the prince be the owner. Obviously, he's going to be the owner. Let him do what he wants to do with loans and frees. He's got us promoted, hasn't he? The last time he got us promoted, he did it with good loans and good signings, really, whether they're loans or freebies. So he's done it before, but I think it's too difficult. I think it's too difficult with loans and freebies with the club so threadbare right now, or the team so threadbare right now. I think we do need to put his hand in his pocket a little bit and really bolster that squad. But it's going to be hard from the get-go because you've got all these players that need to come in, all these players that need to bed in and gel with each other. It's going to be tough. It really is. You could probably bring in loads and loads of really good Championship footballers, but are they all going to sing to Wilder's hymn sheets? We all know that occasionally Wilder likes to fall out with, or don't like to, but Wilder falls out with players and then they're not in his plans and things like that. So it's going to be tough. Alex hoping that Slimani will get more minutes. Apologies for that. Yeah, me too. I would like to see Slimani in that team next season because he showed glimpses of class, but just not enough. But in the Championship, where he's got a little bit more time, he's not playing against fantastic defenders and midfielders. Have to wait and see. If Bogle or Arblaster sign new deals, I'll be very happy. Yeah, obviously, me too. I can't see Bogle doing it. I'll be honest, I can't see Bogle doing it, and Brooks as well. Now we'll do the last couple, and then we'll get into talking about Sam McCallum. Like the Championship is pretty much where we belong, to be honest, and where we are quite a lot. And we're worried about it. Yeah, to be honest, the Championship is where I grew up watching Sheffield United. Now, I think when we got relegated from the Premier League, that is when I started watching football, which is a really, really silly thing to do. But yeah, can't help my age. Need to start spending money to get quality, not just sign players on free. I sort of agree, sort of disagree. I've already been through that. I've kind of gone against myself. Nick, we've got a friendly on Saturday. Have we even got a team? It's a great point. We do have a team. We've seen a team that people have been putting on Twitter. We've obviously got Gerbich. We've obviously got Anel. We've got Suze. All these players that we expect to leave, I assume, will be playing. But yeah, it's going to be funny to see that one. O'Hare signing for Leeds, apparently missing out on these type of players just shows a lack of ambition. I like Shackleton. I think he's a good option from the bench as a utility option. McCallum looks good on the front foot. Absolutely. And let's talk about McCallum now, shall we? Let's talk about him because he is a 23-year-old left back / left wing back. And I don't know whether Wilder's going to play a 5-3-2 or whether Wilder's going to mix it up. We've obviously talking, sorry, about players like wingers and Miller and possibly Callum O'Hare's played on the wing as well. These sorts of players are wingers, so Wilder might go for a 4-3-3. We'll have to wait and see. I feel like we do need some sort of formation change, a bit of a switch from that 3-5-2 or 5-3-2. And Sam McCallum would be perfect for that left wing back spot because he's a lot better going forward than he is defensively. I've spoken to Chris from Talk Norwich City, and he thinks he's a very, very good attacking left wing back, but his defending is lacking massively. And it does sound like he's a very good attacker, and that's what we want to see at that left wing back spot. But if Wilder's going for 4 at the back, that worries me slightly with this player. I will be honest. He started his career non-league at Herne Bay. He was very, very good for them, apparently, and then went into Jamie Vardy's V9 Academy, where it's fantastic. It's a fantastic thing. Hal's already done a video on this and spoke about it, so I won't go too much into it. But it's about getting non-league players clubs in the Football League and making them professional. And that's what happened to Sam Benjamin McCallum. He got a club. He got Coventry City. He played 25 games with them before being before being bought by Norwich City. He was then sent back on loan to Coventry. Then they sent him on loan to QPR. He's played a lot of games. He played 50. He played 25 in the first season for Norwich City. Let me just get the full stats up. In the first season for Coventry, like I say, he played 25 games. He's saying 25 here and 41 down here. So that must be when he went back. So yeah, Coventry, 25 games the first time, was bought by Norwich. Then he played 49 times for Coventry, went on loan to QPR and played 17 games, scoring 2 goals as well in that spell with QPR. Then went back to Norwich and actually played some football, played 23 games in the 22-23 season and played 29 games for them last season, including some minutes in the playoffs. Not starts, but minutes. So I think that just shows that Norwich weren't too bothered about keeping him, and then they clearly haven't kept him. Lots and lots of Norwich fans were saying that they would have kept him. They don't know why he was let go, but they're fine with it. So it just shows that they were always on the fence with him a little bit. He didn't really spark too much for them. But we'll have to wait and see. He's only 23 at the end of the day. And you know what? Him being a player from non-league excites me a little bit because I feel like players that come from non-league are always fighting for that next contract, because it could all just end and then they got to go back to doing what they were doing before. So those that get brought up in an academy in like a Premier League team or a Championship team, I feel like they always think they're going, if they make their full professional debut or get that first professional contract, I feel like they always feel like they're going to be a league footballer, whether that's Championship, League One, League Two. They're always going to have a wage. But non-league players that get that step up and are like, do you know what? I need to make sure I stay a footballer. I want to do this for the rest of my life. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the fact that he's played 163 games in his career. He's scored 7 goals, which isn't terrible for a defender. A flying wing back maybe should have scored more goals. But the biggest worry for me is he's only got 10 assists in his career, his 163 game career. And that worries me a little bit because if he's playing the majority of games for us next season, whether he is or not, I want to see him hitting sort of 5 to 8 assists for the season. If he's going to be playing wing back and getting forward, maybe it's different in a Wilder system. Maybe he wasn't playing quite as far forward for Norwich and Coventry. Maybe they were using him more as a defender than an attacker. But 10 assists in his career, He's not really good enough for me, I will be honest. And let's talk about that for a second. Do you think he's going to be a starter? Let us know in the comments. I'll give you my opinion before, and then we'll go into the comments to have a look what people are thinking. I think that if the takeover happens, he is an understudy to a player like Harrison Burrows. And I say a player like Harrison Burrows because, like we mentioned earlier, I don't think that we will get Harrison Burrows. And the reason for that is we've taken too long. I think that from the sounds of it, it sounds like the potential new owners want a player like Harrison Burrows. For me, I think that Sam McCallum will be either the starter or Reece Norrington Davis will be the starter. Whoever does better, whether Reece Norrington Davis comes back the player that he was before, we'll have to wait and see. But if he doesn't, if he isn't starting that first game of the season, Reece Norrington Davis, and he's still injured, it's McCallum's shirt to lose, really, unless loads of money comes in and we go and buy someone like Harrison Burrows. So let us know in the comments what you think about that, because I'd like to hear what people think, whether he's going to be a starter. Because for me, like I said earlier on in the video, neither of these two players that we've signed are going to be starters. I wonder whether Shackleton will be played as a midfielder or whether he'll be played as a right back or a right wing back where Leeds played him for a lot of the time. He's very, very fit. Both these two lads are very, very fit lads, very mobile, very agile. I like that about them. They're both quite small. They're not going to be winning aerial duels left, right, and centre. I'll be honest with you, though. I was looking at how tall Sam McCallum was. On Wikipedia, it said he is 1.77 meters tall, which they have equated that as 5'10". I Googled it. 1.77 is 5'8", apparently, to Google. And then to add to that, on FootMob, it says he is, where is it? 184 centimeters, which makes him 6 foot. And he's definitely not 6 foot. I'll tell you that for free. He is not 6 foot. If we were signing a 6 foot left back or left wing back that was very agile and very quick, he's quick. He's not very quick. I would be absolutely loving life, but he's not. He's 5'8", between 5'8" and 5'10". That's fine. He gets up and down. Like I said, he's very, very mobile. I believe he's a little bit shorter than Max Lowe. And let's talk about it. Max Lowe, obviously, we've let him go. It was probably on a lot more money, like I alluded to earlier, than Sam McCallum's going to be on. But is he better? We'll have to wait and see. I don't think many of us have seen McCallum play, but is he going to be better or worse than Max Lowe? And if he's going to be worse than Max Lowe, it's not a very good move, in my opinion. It's not. So we'll have to wait and see. See what if Wilder plays him left back, left wing back. And let's see if he's good enough to start the first game of the season. It's two signings that I'm not sure I am massively impressed with. But like I keep saying, we're going to have to wait and see how good he's going to be for the Blades. Need to start spending money to get quality, not just sign players for freebies. I think we've had that one. Let's go a bit further down. Who started in goal on Saturday? I think that Gerbich should start in goal. I'm going to be honest. He plays for me until we get somebody else in. I think he's a better option than Adam Davis. I'm going to be honest. I think Adam Davis is solid-ish, but Ivo Gerbich played for Atletico Madrid for years. He can't be as bad as what he was last season. He can't be. Now, don't get me wrong. I want us to sign a new goalkeeper. We need to sign a new goalkeeper. I would much rather a new goalkeeper be in that goal when we play that first game of the season against Preston. But if it comes to it, I'm going to go Gerbich. I'm going to go Gerbich over Davis. I am. People are not going to go mad in the comments. I know that already. But that's what I would do. What about Koulibaly? I've never been a Koulibaly fan. He played a couple of times in the Cup. Looked okay. There must be a reason why Heke and Wilder was not interested in him. It looks like Koulibaly's probably going to go at some point, whether it's this season and someone, I don't know, we let him go for nothing, or somebody comes in and give us 50 quid for him, or he sees out his contract. We'll have to wait and see. But he's not a player that I think will be in the plans, and I would have in the plans. Is there any serious rumours about anyone else? Obviously, Kiefer Moore, I believe that is a serious bid. But at the same time, there's probably other teams in for him. I heard Hull's in for him. So I just hope that we get him because, like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of him. I really am. Paul's saying, watching Ollie Watkins last night, I couldn't help but think how his career would have gone if he'd have been different, if he'd have joined the Blades. Is there any wonder why we can't attract or retain quality players? That's exactly what I said at the start of the video. Imagine if the trajectory of Sheffield United went the way that it did for Villa. Ollie Watkins is playing for Sheffield United. We're in Europe, and he's scoring the winner in a semi-final for England, and he's a Sheffield United player. Oh my God. That would have been incredible. However, I feel the same as you, Paul. I don't feel that would ever have happened. It's sad to say. It's really sad to say. But I can't imagine that would have ever been a thing because, yeah, we're just not them guys, are we? We're not them guys. I think Reece-Davies might be back up for Robbo. He's done well as a centre-back in the past. Possibly. Yeah, Reece-Davies has done okay at centre-back, but we've already got Trusty and we've already got Robbo. So, in my opinion, Lee, I think Reece-Davies will try and nail down that left-back or left-wing-back spot next season. Can't see us finishing above them lot this season, I'm afraid. What I will say is I think they've made good signings for them. This sounds really bad, but you don't care. You Sheffield United fans like me. When they've made good signings for them, they're not going down. That's the big thing for them. They nearly went down last season. I'm not sure whether their manager will. It was a bit of a honeymoon period for me. I think he is a good manager, but things don't always work out perfectly every season. And his trajectory is probably not going to be like that. It's probably going to be a little bit like this. I think he'll still probably reach the top, their manager. But at the same time, I don't think they'll go down, but I don't think they will be as good as what other people think they're going to be. Who needs signings when under 23s are winning everything in sight? Wild as babes. I like that. I like that a lot. Adam Davis needs to be given a chance. Gerbich showed us how good he is, so give him a chance. Adam Davis is a League One goalkeeper for me. He's a League One goalkeeper. I feel like he should have left Sheffield United and he should have gone and been a number one in a League One team. Adam Davis is not the answer for Sheffield United, in my opinion. The Blades did have Kyle Walker and Harry Maguire. We did, but not when they were at the best. We had... That's the same thing. I think Arblaster will play for England. I do. But it won't be while he's with Sheffield United, in my opinion. Keep saying in my opinion, because at the end of the day, we're each to his own. Like, we all have his own opinions. You might not agree with what I'm saying. But, yeah, it's just how I feel. Kyle Walker and Harry Maguire, would have been lovely to have them for longer, but Harry Maguire left us when we were in League One. Like, he's had a fantastic career since leaving. And Kyle Walker, obviously, his career's gone flying, and we obviously didn't have him for too long. Obviously, we nurtured him and got him to that point, but he needed somebody else to let his career take off. Traore, do you think he stays? Again, I'm not sure. Wilder doesn't seem to like playing foreign players. He doesn't seem to resonate or get his point across to these foreign players, in my opinion. Like, when there's a language barrier, I think Wilder struggles with getting across exactly what he wants, and sometimes maybe that's what it is. And I would like to see Traore play some football for us next season. I just can't see it, if I'm honest. I can't see it, but it depends if somebody comes in for him. Evening, Jimmy. How's it going, mate? Thank you very much for stopping by. Marsh will be the breakout star of the season. He just needs to beef up a little bit. He definitely needs to beef up, yeah. I'd like to see that, but every game I've seen him play for the first team, he's looked a little bit fish out of water. You put him at the side of Willasula, and you can tell Willasula's been, he's a couple of years older and he's more developed. I hope it's a breakout season for Asula, to be honest, because we've got Brewster, we've got Asula. I want to see one or both of them have a really good season, because if Brewster gets injured and he's blighted by injuries for another season, that's just going to be really, really heartbreaking for him, for us, and yeah, obviously that 20 odd million that we paid for him, we'll just go up in smoke. Ollie Watkins would have been injured and not up front for England. Hopefully, new medical team, when in place, can reduce the walking wounded next season. Let's hope so, Simon. Let's hope so. Anyway, I've talked a lot of nonsense tonight. If I'm being honest, I came on here to talk about the kit and then talk about Sam McCallum, and we've talked about practically everything, but no, we did. We've talked about the kit. Hopefully, people enjoyed us talking about the kit. Hopefully, people enjoyed my insight talking about Sam McCallum. I've not seen him as much as what I would have liked to have. Like I say, there's not enough out there on sort of YouTube videos, even, because a lot of people say, you can't look at YouTube videos and think they're a world beater. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there for him. I saw him score 1 goal for Coventry, where he hit it from distance. His shot was very, very powerful and moved in the air. The keeper should have done better with it. But obviously, it went in. He scored 7. There was 1 for Norwich that I've seen, a header at the back post, which was nice to see. But like I say, there's not enough highlights out there for me to get a real grasp on how good this player is. But Chris from Talk Norwich City told me that he's very, very good going forward. So hopefully that means that, we'll have a flying wing back that's going to create goals and we'll have a bit of pace on that left-hand side. So let's see. He might not even start the first game of the season. It might be Reece Davis, but it's nice for us just to start, signing some players, guys. Signing some players. Sign 2. What more do you want? Yeah, we definitely need to sign another 10 at least. But anyway, thank you very much. I've enjoyed this. It's been difficult because I've not done one of these videos for such a long time. But we're getting back into them. We're getting back into these live videos. But please carry on enjoying Hal's research, Ollie's ranting. It's fantastic to see. I absolutely love it. It means obviously that I don't have to do as much on the channel as I used to. But it frees me up to do fun videos like this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents. It's been really, really fun. And I'll see you very, very soon. Goodbye.